Hello, today we're going to demo the basics of running a Skype protocol DA and checking that it's working. So the way you start is you open the README in our Git repository. So Git repository, git config list. Here, it's at this URL, which is this one. This is where you find all our code. You can go on skyprotocol.org and it will have a link, or just look for it in GitHub. Okay, so the first thing is that a repository you have README. Here I open it with Emacs, but you can open it with anything. It's marked down. And in that, the first thing you see is that you will need the Nix to install our software. You can try without Nix, but it will be so much more painful. And so if you have a Mac or a Linux machine or a Windows machine on which you have WSL, the Windows subsystem for Linux, you can install Nix. We recommend the version from determinate Nix, determinate system, Nix installer, determinate Nix, determinate.systems, I think. And the other one place you can get it is from NixOS. NixOS is the entire Nix distribution, but once again, the software will run on Windows or on Mac. And if you use one from NixOS, make sure you enable the Nix flakes. They are enabled by default in the determinate Nix version, but I don't know whether it's still considered experimental or not in NixOS. And if it's still considered experimental in NixOS, you will need to enable the flakes. Then, once Nix is installed, you go back to your directory with the source code for Skype protocol, and you can try Nix build. Nix build is perfect if you're not going to edit anything and make any modifications. However, if you are going to make modifications, then even if it's just fixing a typo in the README or something, you will want to run it like a developer with Nix develop. And Nix develop, after a short while installing everything and compiling everything, all the dependencies will give you a prompt such as this one. So I'm inside the Nix develop here. So, and inside the Nix develop, you can do something like cabal test, and cabal test will compile everything and then test it. Here, everything has already been compiled, so it will be much faster, which is still slow, but see, you see plenty of tests, and here all the tests are green, so that's okay. If you see any red test, something went wrong, and you should contact us about it, especially if you have a public release. But even if you just get something off of master, everything for master or release should have everything green all the time. Okay, so let's go back to our README. It says that once all the software is built, if you want to run the test directly against the Cardano preview network, you should look at this document doc/preview, and that's what we're going to do today. So let's assume we have built everything. Let's now go to doc/preview. Ta-da! Let's go to beginning of the documentation. So Skype protocol right now uses a library called Atlas, which is atlas-app.io, which is a framework for Cardano. And by default, Atlas app uses something called Maestro to query the blockchain. So you don't have to install your own node. Instead, you can just create an account on Maestro. So you can go on gomaestro.org here and open sign up there. You click login and then you click sign up. I think here you can log in, and if you don't have a login, it will offer you to sign up. And so here are various ways to sign up. And once you sign up for Maestro, I'm not going to go through all the details, but you can just say, they will ask you, what kind of project are you? If you are not part of any project, just say that you're a lonely developer. You can just say that you're in pre-launch mode, and they will give you 33,000 credits. So once you have created your account, you can now create a project within your account, and you say that it's use a preview network, and they will give you something called a Maestro token. And the Maestro token is just a 32 character string that tells, that's a secret that allows you to use the network. So I'm not going to show you my secret they gave me, and I'm not going to show you mine. It's something like blah, whatever. But I can show you that I copied it to a file called maestro token, and now I can export or create a variable maestro token equals cat maestro token. Now I have this in an environment variable. Okay. Then you can edit a file. You can copy a file config on example config.yml and copy it to config/localtest.yml, and then you need to edit two places there. So if I less config/example config, you'll see that there are two places that says edit this. So here between the quotes, you put the token that Maestro gave you. And here in the network ID, you will put preview, a lowercase, one word, preview. And you copy that and you make that your local test.yml. Okay, once you have that, that's where things become interesting. You can query the network. You can do something like defining these functions, and you can then do maestro get what's the name of the function? Chain tip. So that will give you the tip of the preview network chain. So the hash of the latest block on the preview network is this. And the slot is that, etc. The height is that. Okay. Now we need to generate keys. That's the interesting part. So let's generate keys. So here's a function to generate a key. And by generate key, it means that in config, we are creating keys. So I have a key for an admin, a claimant, an offerer, and what I call testee. Let's rename admin to admin old and generate a new admin key. So to generate a new admin key, I just do generate role key admin, and it will generate a new key for the admin. Git tray, blah, blah, blah. So one thing it does, it's calling Cardano CLI here. And Cardano CLI, if you already have the Cardano CLI installed and recent, you can just use it. Otherwise, you can use this function here that basically invokes the Cardano CLI that comes as the version that we use for Sky. So this is guaranteed to work with Sky. On the other hand, it may recompile it another time, and it will also only work from inside the Sky directory. But this way is guaranteed to work with Sky protocol. Okay, so and that's why you see that it's doing something, because it's actually invoking Nix under the hood to make sure that it invokes the right version of everything. Okay, so now I look again config. You see there's a new admin directory. Let's config/admin. You see that there are keys. There's address, the secret key, and the verification key. I can cat config/payment /admin/payment.address. This is an echo at the end, and this is the address that we will want to use. But of course, before you use it, you will want to put some ADAT into it, some ADAT from the preview network, not real ADAT, it's a preview network. So let's do that. So first to look at the address. So I already put money into the other addresses. So let's put money into this address. Okay, and so for that, I go to the Cardano preview network. So faucet, here's the faucet. I'm not a robot. You have to convince him that you're not a robot. I'm not a robot. I am not a robot. Okay, address. This is the address. And now submit query. And if everything works, you will have a transaction, yes, that will tell you there's money in it. So you will want to do that to all three addresses in that we will use later. There is a rate limit, so you may have to wait some minutes or hours between funding each address. That's a pain. Or you can try to transfer money from one to the other, but I'm not going to show how to do that today. That's incomplete. I have some incomplete instructions, but I will copy this function from the instructions because I'll use it later. And of course, you can look on the Explorer that the address has been funded. So let's look at the Explorer and copy again this address. Where's the Explorer? Maybe this is, no, this is Maestro. And the Explorer is here. Explorer on the preview network, of course. Okay, I check 0, I don't care. Let's look here for the address. And it will tell you that this new address, newly created address, should be funded. And so it just gave me 10,000 fake ADA on the preview network. Excellent. That should be more than enough to do our tests. And then, since we're inside, we're developers, we're working inside Nix develop, we're going to run this command here, and it will run the server. Ta-ta. Everything is okay, continue with initialization. So you should be able to run the server and say, if it says everything is okay, here, starting server. That's where you should have the server started. So I'm going to open a new window in which I already started Nix developer. Here, Nix space develop, that has this lovely shell here. And in this shell, I will check that everything is alive. So here, okay, it says, okay, here and in the server windows, like this is the client windows, in the server windows, this is the server windows, you see that it says, yes, I'm still alive and I accepted this transaction. It took me that many seconds. Of course, how long it takes will depend on many factors. So don't expect the number to be the same for everyone or every execution. Then you're ready to create the bridge. So let's create a bridge. So let's first see if this command works. Did I define get address? Yes, I did. So and echo so that it goes to the line at the end. So this is indeed the address of the admin. So I'm going to run the script, and if everything goes well, it will create the bridge. So this is it's not responding immediately because it's a contact of the network. So this is basically what we sent to our local server, and this is what it replied, which is a transaction number. So let's see this transaction number on the Cardano preview network explorer, and we see that we have created, what did we create? Total output 10,008, fee, we paid a fee of 1.36 ADA, and we had 2 outputs. And one of this has a new token called Skybridge. It is an NFT because there's exactly one of them, it's an NFT. But most of the money, of course, is back to your admin address, still has lots of money. And here we have created a bridge between the Sky Protocol DA and the Cardano preview network. Okay, so what can we do with this? Well, we can send data to the DA. So let's create an account here, declare an account for the Sky DA. All these things are subject to change, but that's how you use it for now. And now let's create a topic first. So topics are numbers starting from 0. So since it's a fresh DA, it has no topics in it. So when I create a topic, it will have the topic number 0, and here's topic number 1, topic number 2. Okay. The data in the topic number 0. So I can send a message. It says message number 0. If I think I have a message which is hello world also, or hello world. Okay. And here it's number 1, etc. I can also publish on topic number 2 because I'm creating. And every time I send a message, it increases the message ID. Okay, and the last thing we will do today is just update the bridge. So now we have a bunch of data that has been published on the DA, and you see sending a message to the DA should be pretty fast. So we just published 4 messages or on various topics, or a bunch of messages on various topics, and we want to update the bridge, because the bridge is Cardano's view of the DA, which you can only update once per Cardano block. And so here, let's have the admin update the bridge. So we create some parameters to send to the local Sky node. And if everything goes well, within 13 to 25 seconds, it will issue a transaction number on the Cardano preview network. The suspense is incredible. Hey, suspense. Okay, it outputs this transaction number. And now we can go on the Preview Network Explorer and see what happened in this transaction. Excellent. So we see a transaction, and what happened with this transaction? Well, this is just the admin address to pay the gas. And this is the UTXO for the bridge. See, we destroy this bridge, we take its Skybridge NFT, and we create a new version of the bridge with a Skybridge NFT and various data associated to it. There's an inline datum, which is just the hash of the hash of the DA from which we can verify everything. So here we did what we were set to do today. We created everything, set up everything. We sent a bunch of messages into the DA. We created the bridge. We sent a bunch of messages into the DA. We updated the bridge. You can do that. And next time we'll show you how to use the bridge to do more than that. But already here you have the bridge where you can send messages and update the bridge, and all on the Cardano preview network. And so you can test our software already. That's all for the demo today. Destroy an NFT or create it on the other side. Inputs, outputs. Okay, that concludes our demo for today.